Thank you for staying with us, and welcome to the Pride Lands, as they say, here at Lockwood High School. Not only a great host for their own team, the Lions, but also for the rest of the state in so many great events. That is the case tonight as they welcome in one of the best rivalries in the state between Lodgegrass and Hardin basketball. But first, a historic weekend for the Lions as they crowned their first ever state champions. This is the 27th time the PBR has come to Billings, of course the birthplace of the PBR and the longest consecutive stop on the PBR's most prestigious tour. But what makes this trip to the Magic City different from years past is that it's the final regular season stop of the season before the World Finals get going in a couple weeks. Good evening. Welcome to SWX Overtime. We're in week 5 of the fall sports season. We're starting to see who some of the top teams in the state are. One of those, Great Falls CMR. They're number 1 in Eastern AA right now. They came to Daly Stadium to pay the Billings Senior Broncs a visit. Welcome back. Well, today, always a big one for fans in Montana. Big for the Grizz, big for the Cats. But when it's a top 15 matchup, final week of the regular season, we have playoff implications on the line. And the big story, Montana State, of course, number 3 in the country. They're in pretty good position for the playoffs. Sean, it's big for the Grizzlies today.
Maybe we'll start easy.
Okay.
And just a left-handed layup.
Just a left-handed easy?
Yep.
Okay. In today's edition of Horse and Around, we're here with MSUB's Shayla Montague. Shayla, the Lady Jackets are having an awesome year this season. You were voted a team captain at the beginning of the year. Let's start with that. What did that honor mean to you as you've been here a few years now? Hey, John. Yeah, man. It's fun how things work out. Sometimes Billings West and Missoula Sentinel facing off once again tonight. The Spartans have really gotten the best of the last few years of this matchup, 4-0 in their last 4 meetings. The closest one, 24-21, right here at Dalis when we kicked off the football season this fall. Little moments, turnovers, the difference tonight. The focus really is steer wrestling. World champion in 2019, Ty Erickson. Helena's Timmy Sperring, top 10 in the world. Bridger Chambers out of Stevensville. He's right on the bubble right now at 16 in the world. So you're seeing a lot of guys with just over a month ago in the season competing to stay inside that top 15 to make it down to Las Vegas for the NFR. Yeah, nothing better, honestly, than some Thursday night football. And no, not the one that you got to figure out how to stream right now on Amazon. Who cares about that? Down here at Daly Stadium, high school football, and a really fun matchup in Eastern AA is the Bozeman Hawks are 3-2 on the season. They're getting fired up right now behind me. They just came out on the field. They're here to pay a visit to the Billings Senior Broncs. Welcome to Championship Saturday here in Las Vegas. Spencer Martin, Chris Byers. We're going to need some unique scenarios to have any of our Montanans bring home a gold buckle or an average win tonight, but still, Chris, it's round 10 here of the National Finals Rodeo. I'm joined today by Jalen Garcia. Jalen, I love to call you the hometown kid, just because so many people at Dealer Park loved to cheer you on last year with the Billings Mustangs. You called it a dream come true. Jalen was going to go play in the LMB in Mexico. Now with some logistical issues, we just found out you're coming back to the Pioneer League. So talk about that process and how you're going to be back at Dealer Park. Axel is having a great day at Dealer Park as the Billings Mustangs take on the Boise Hawks. And if you're wondering what the heck is he staring at, it's this green tennis ball. They hand them out to all the dogs when you come in the gates today for $4. Your dog can come to Dealer Park, catch the game. It just started. First pitch was about 5 minutes ago, and all the proceeds from tonight's ticket sales go to Yellowstone Valley Animal Shelter. So it's sunny. You can bring the dogs, and we discovered this dog park deep out in center field, so it's a great time for them. They can hang out in the shade, in the grass, as you catch in the baseball game. And so we're going to play some fetch, and we'll see you here at the park. See if the Saints can draw up. They were throwing it to Cook. He didn't know it. It goes off his leg. Pretty spin move. Braden Cook. Are you kidding me? Braden Cook from Helena, Montana makes the complicated look simple. Let's see what he's got here. A little bit delayed rollout, still buying some time. Goes across the field, it's picked off by West High. It's Humphrey for the second time tonight. Goes to the left, now he's on the right side. He's got blockers in front of him. A lot of black jerseys keep plowing the way. There's another block. Humphrey's going to take it all the way back for Billings West. Spencer Martin here in Bozeman, just outside of Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. We had an awesome time talking to some of the crew of ESPN's College Game Day when we had Reese Davis. I had a question I just had to ask him. Now, I am someone who, I will admit, cares about my hair, maybe a little bit too much at times. But when you watch game day, Reese's hair, I'm telling you, that coif, always right. So with temperatures around 0 degrees, the whole crew talking about the cold, I had to know, what's his plan? Is he gonna, wear a hat of some kind? Is he gonna wear earmuffs? Is he gonna let the hair shine? And Reese had a pretty good answer that admittedly made me freeze for a second. Do you let the hair go? Do you go beanie, earmuffs? What's the game plan? Because you always have your hair out and ready to go in the cold to deal with it. Are you gonna wear a beanie, earmuffs?
Earmuffs are different. Now, I just want you to have a look at this coiffure. And I want you to tell me if you'd put a beanie on. You've got pretty good hair. I wouldn't see you going beanie.
As someone who has multiple live hits at 6 a.m., there's no beanie.
No beanies. No beanies. You can't do that because, I don't know what to think about a man that won't keep his coiffure in order. $1 to anybody who knows what that quote is from.
Couldn't tell you.
I'm the man who's supposed to know what it is. So.
George Clooney, oh brother, where art thou? Okay, there you go. Okay.
Obviously, there's a really big rivalry.
Dapper Dan, I like it. Good, very good.
Big rivalry.
So there you have it. Tomorrow on ESPN's College Game Day, Reese Davis is going to let his hair shine, and he did tell me to make sure during our pregame show that I let the flow go as well. So no beanies allowed on Saturday morning in the cold. Reporting from Bozeman, Spencer Martin, Nonstop Local. For as long as the Class B All-Star football game's been going on, so too has the watermelon race. It takes place after one of the practices, and it sets the tone early. Who can win the first competition of the week establishes some early bragging rights between North and South, and of course, it's always there for a good laugh. Let's go, baby! Welcome to SWX Overtime. The football season rolls on. Tonight, we give out our first state championship trophies of the night. We'll get to that a little bit later. But first, let's go to a great matchup between two Class A powers, Billings Central and Laurel. It's the oldest rivalry in Yellowstone County, and Grizz commit Clay Oven fired up. Big hit early on in the backfield to stuff Laurel. Central's all about their run game this year with that dangerous backfield. That includes Cade Boyd, and he shows it off right away. Stiff arm, then the Jets up the sideline. Boyd is in for 6. Rams up 10-0, and yeah, it's Cade Boyd again finding Pater. It's his 10th touchdown of the year, and it's 17-0 Billings Central in the second. Laurel does find their footing at the end of the half. Nice run from Owen Younger. That set up eventually a Laurel field goal, and that was the only points they had tonight. Second half, Rams roll and counter to Oven, and he does the rest. His buddy, Cade Boyd, shows us, yep, that is a touchdown indeed for Billings Central. The Rams keep it going from there. Defense pitches a shutout in the second half as they stay unbeaten with a 38-3 win. All right, let's head to Double-A now, and a crosstown game down at Dela Stadium between Billings West and Skyview. Rob Stanton and the Golden Bears seeking their 4th straight win. The Skyview students showed up and showed out as always early on. Graydon Wilkinson for the Falcons finds his favorite target, Kailua Fatu Paito. Nice pickup for the Falcons, but there wasn't much going for them today. Golden Bears swarming to the ball here. Multiple guys taking Wilkinson down for the sack. Then check this out on the Skyview pitch. Big hit from Mikhail Sir Johns and his pal Cooper Freitag. Those guys all over the field tonight. And, of course, West offense humming as well. Drew McDowell, beautiful ball over the top to Drew Humphrey for the pitch and catch. West up 14. And then Malachi Clonch, 54 yards to Pater. The Golden Bears glide to their 4th straight win, routing Skyview 44-7. Now some scores from around Class AA. Helena Capital stays unbeaten. They blow out Butte 41-0. How about Helena High taking down Sentinel last week? Tonight, they beat the Wolfpack 24-21. Great Fowls rolls against Belgrade. Gallatin edges CMR. The Raptors are 5-1 this season. Sentinel hangs 70 on Flathead, and Big Sky beats Hellgate 20-19 in a great crosstown game in the Garden City. Well, let's go to Class B now as undefeated Huntley Project crosses the bridge to take on their rivals Shepherd. A beautiful night in Shepherd as the Mustangs faithful, hoping their team can pull off the homecoming upset. Opening kickoff, Connor Hash does a nice return for Shepherd, looking to set the tone early on. But Huntley Project sure looks strong tonight. Opening drive for the Devils. Shout out to Colby Lechner. Boom, the pancake block takes out 2, and David Woolfield gets a nice gain on the play. Soon after, give this to Wiley Lindeen. Touchdown, Huntley Project. He's fired up, giving the camera some love. Red Devils quickly get the ball back. Here's Woolfield on the pitch. Powers his way in. He sees where this one's headed tonight. Second quarter, Luke Donnelly just blows this play up, shoots right through the gap. It forces a fumble, and Huntley gives it to Woolfield. Again, a man among boys, making everyone out there just look silly. He's hardly touched as he finds the end zone for the second time. Project stays unbeaten, 56-16. Your final there.
Making a trip around the planet.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Especially getting it all done in about 8 hours or so. We're busy.
Yeah, oh, and I
That's
know.
a Super 8 play of the week. I mean, right there.
That's a Super 8 play of the year.
Of the year.
The one hander.
Oh, you pull that one off.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that there was a 3:30 also in the morning.
That's my favorite line.
That
right
is true.
there.
That's a good one right there. So bless it. And this is the time of year when it's like all hands on deck when you have these types of situations. And sports guys like, but.
And our boss is producing right now, so we have to say, yes, Diane, thank you for not making me stand out in the cold at 6 in the morning, or else it would have gone a lot like that with plenty of satire.
5 minutes later.
And my mother always warned me, stop being a smart aleck, can't get out of my own way, so here I am out in the cold for what we call a moment in television.
That's right, because we're America.
These colors don't run.
Yeah, look at that is it. That is red, white, and you even have the socks. That's
They
nice.
even say USA.
Yeah. USA.
These colors don't run.
No, I'll tell you this.
Anxious is a good word, though. Well, it's considered one of the most daring forms of horse racing practice today. Some call it America's first extreme sport, one with origins dating back nearly 400 years. Indian relay was recently on display on the Crow Reservation, and the sport is being revived throughout North America.
Indian relay has been a sport of the tribes it's part of our history, and just like a lot of things, a lot of our culture is kind of set aside for a few years, but now this part of our culture has been revived and has since really grown.
Excitement, adrenaline rush. There's the ups and downs, You win, got that natural high. You lose, you wonder why, what happened.
A lot of excitement. I mean, you just got that the competitive in you, and just, you're like, I've been doing it for a lot of years, but I still get those butterflies and get all shaky and before a race until it all starts and I settle down. The guys that are out there, even your crowd that's watching it, they get that big adrenaline rush, and that's what makes it so exciting to everybody.
Everyone that's on the track has to work together. The back holder's got to keep the horse against the rail so you don't hit our horse going out. The setup man's got to try to keep him set up really still so we got a good exchange. If the catcher misses, it's all over. And then the rider just does his job, and as long as he can keep the horses going, that's the main thing. And then taking care of them after the race is over, making sure that they're not injured.
Well, one of the big things probably that they don't see is all of the training that we put into it. And when we're in training, it's every day. There's no days off. It's training every day. Training your horses, training them to stand, and taking care of them. So those are behind the scene things that happen, all the time to make a winning team.
Well, it gives us a chance to show our horsemanship. One of the big things, And then the competition, I think it's just in everybody's blood, to compete. Every meet has a champion. So trying to walk away from the meet as a champion, because you win one day and could be dead last the next.
In our old history, the tribes always warred against each other, and one of the things that they all did was, and right now it's kind of like that. When you're out there, you're going to show who's the best horseman and the best horsemanship. So it's kind of a rivalry that still carried on, to this day. Tribes, carrying that on. So it's a good thing. I mean, it's in a good way, they do it. But it's still that rivalry that we've had throughout our years and our history.
Those 20 teams in Crow Agency were competing for a $20,000 prize, and Indian Relays will go on all summer long, and in September, the best teams will compete in the Championship of Champions in Fort Pierre, South Dakota. It's a really fun event to watch. If you've never been to Indian Relays, definitely do when you can. That was at Crow Native Days.